and gentlemen, it is Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. here on FifthDimensionRadio.com, here in beautiful Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, and you know what that means. 10 Cent Beer Night.
10 Cent Beer Night.
Official sports show of FifthDimensionRadio.com. We are filming here Monday the 22nd for Wednesday the 24th. Happy first day of fall, and if you're a Browns fan, happy Victory Monday. We'll talk about that game in a bit, but it just feels good, especially when something goes our way in the final minutes. Final minute, I should say.
You know, it was great to see the Browns win yesterday. It would have been a really great day if our Guardians could have won.
Right.
Yeah,
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that. But
yeah, we'll get to that. We do have to talk about our upcoming high school game first. This past weekend, we hosted a good one.
Yeah.
Mogadore and Ellet. Mogadore won 21-18. And, you know, you like to see the close games here in the high school, though, because, you know, if it's not close, they'll blow them out. Thankfully, Ohio has changed it where 30-point lead or something.
the 30-point league, it's a non-stop clock.
Right. And that was to keep, you know, that you had games, not necessarily in Ohio, but across the nation in the past, 124-0. I'm not even joking. Like, they would, because just the other team was that much better, and the clock would not, you know, would stop at times. And they would just run them up. And that's just not fair to either team, really. It's just not a good look for the winning team to blow them out like that. And it's a horrible feeling if you're on the other side of things. So I'm glad they do stuff like that now.
I mean, you know, coaches try when it's getting out of hand to start playing the bench warmers, the second, third stringers and stuff. They try to get everybody in there. But if they keep racking up scores, there ain't nothing you really can do.
No, absolutely. So a good one in Mogadore there. So Ron's alma mater beat yours, Bob, there.
Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. That evens the all-time series at 3-3.
Right, and I guess we had a schedule change on our end, and we're going back to Mogadore later this year.
Yeah, October 17th, we're back at Mogadore for the St. Thomas Aquinas Knights and the Mogadore Wildcats.
There you go.
They invited us back.
There you go.
Yeah,
you know, Mogadore people are good people there. I got family that live out there. And I went to the other school in Mogadore, but still, it's 2 blocks away, same place. When they were still a school, and so I just know the area. So just good people. They love their football. And again,
you went to the party school out there in Mogadore.
Yeah, that. We weren't even allowed to dance. I don't know if you could call that a party school, but that's besides the point. We do have a game this week, and we got to focus on those. So we'll talk about Mogadore another time. Congrats on your win there, Elliot. Keep your head up. You played a good game apparently. I wasn't there. I was out of town, so I couldn't hear, or I could have heard, but no, I really couldn't.
You did not turn us on, huh?
No, there was a lot of loud bass music playing where I was at, so that was going to be very difficult to hear at all. But you guys are doing a good job, I'll tell you that much. So, hey, we have Coventry at Woodridge.
The Comets and the Bulldogs.
There you go. So here's just some facts about Coventry. This is the first time we've hosted either one of them here. Coventry is 1-4. They lost they got shut out this past week against Cloverleaf, 19-0. It's the second time they've been shut out. I was talking about blowouts. They got blown out by Manchester in their first game, 62-0.
Manchester's a good team.
Their one win was a shutout against Chippewa, 31-0 there. Upperclassmen to watch out for Coventry. Junior wide receiver defensive back Alan Bell. Senior tight end and defensive back Jeremy Dinger. Wide receiver defensive back senior Terrence Polk. Senior tight end linebacker Aaron Carter. That's the name of a singer when I was growing up, so that's kind of funny. He probably wouldn't get that, but his parents would. Junior wide receiver defensive back Andre Bell. Senior tight end and defensive end Brady McCracken, and he's a captain. Senior and captain quarterback and linebacker Brad Little. There's another quarterback and linebacker combo. I always find that interesting there. Captain, senior Evan Owen. He's a running back and a linebacker there. Senior wide receiver defensive back Dalton Westfall. Junior quarterback and defensive back Bradley Steele. This is an older team this year here. Senior captain, wide receiver defensive back Jaden Stover. And let's see, junior right back and linebacker Xavier Edie. And again, if I butcher any of these names, I do apologize in advance. Running back and defensive end senior Lamar Taylor. Senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman, he plays both sides of the line, Makia Woolridge. and junior offensive lineman and defensive lineman Harrison Ogletree, senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman Sean Fair, senior offensive lineman and defensive lineman Eugene Flory. So most of their line plays on the other side. See again another guy senior offensive lineman defensive lineman Brandon Howley, and senior offensive line defensive lineman Ray Beckesliski.
You see a lot of that in high school.
Yeah,
going back both
but I
ways.
mean, this is out of the teams we covered, this is the most, and that's it for upperclassmen there.
And you got Woodridge. You know, we haven't been there for football, but we have done basketball game out Woodridge last year.
Yeah, out of Pensacola there.
Peninsula.
Pensacola.
Yeah, that's Florida.
That's
it's
Florida.
Peninsula.
Yeah. I'm doing some stuff for work down in Pensacola, so that's where my head was at there. So my apologies there. They're 3-2.
Yeah.
Okay, Woodridge there. This past game they beat Ravenna 20-21 in a close game there.
I think they've won 2 in a row.
Right, they did beat Field 48-35. That's one of the local ones near where I live there. So I mean they've won 3 of their past 4, and then 2 in a row there. So then they're going to Coventry there. Your upperclassmen for Woodridge here, senior wide receiver and cornerback Chris Carter, junior running back and cornerback Leon Cross, junior quarterback and free safety Blake Pumper, junior wide receiver and outside linebacker Travis Walker, the same name as a first overall pick in the NFL there. Senior tight end and defensive Everett Norton. Junior wide receiver and strong safety Kay Jones. Junior outside linebacker, cornerback Kellen Moore. So he plays all over the defense there. Junior wide receiver and free safety William Laxo, excuse me. I still may have said that wrong, so I do apologize. Senior quarterback Rory Johnston. Junior wide receiver and cornerback Alex Bush. Senior outside linebacker and wide receiver Dominic Dunlap. Junior middle linebacker and running back Ramon Lucas. Junior running back. Oh, he's on there twice, so it's the same guy there.
Yeah.
Junior tackle and defensive tackle Tayshawn Slate. Senior defensive tackle and tackle Nicholas Mull. Junior guard and defensive end Xavier Covelli. Senior center and defensive end Brady Taylor. Junior tackle and guard, so he plays all over the offensive line, Nathan Pinto. Junior defensive tackle and guard at Andon Seward. Junior defensive tackle and offensive tackle Alex Christensen. Senior guard and offensive tackle Jacob Englehart. And that's it for your upper class. So a little bit, this is a younger team, but I mean, this is a team that's been very competitive this year. So going by what we've seen, we could be looking at a good game here, but it sounds like Woodridge has the edge, especially being at home.
Woodridge over the years have had some good teams. So, like I said, this would be our first time doing a Woodridge football game. We've done basketball out there, but
right. I almost went to Woodridge. Fun fact: years ago, and I'm not even talking about when I was in high
we're
school.
sitting there going about Peninsula. It is Peninsula, but it's really the city of Cauga Falls.
Yeah,
Woodridge is in Cauga Falls now, but it
down in the valley there, if I'm correct.
It's right on Quick Road. Quick Road, is that how you pronounce it? Quick Road. It's right on Quick Road. The ball field and stuff is right there.
So there you go. Pre-game's when?
6:45.
6:45 p.m. Eastern Time here at FifthDimensionRadio.com. You can listen via the website, TuneIn app. The TuneIn app's great. That's the one I mainly use.
Live 365.
Live 365. It might be Live 365 is what I actually use, so I do take that back.
Live 365. Personally, in my opinion, it is the better app. Personally, but both apps are great. I mean, both apps you can get by just going to Live 365 or TuneIn, search Fifth Dimension Radio. It usually pops right up there, and you get it.
Right. Absolutely there. So, and then game time's 7.
Game kickoff is at 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock there. So
pre-game's at 6:45. If you missed the game, can't listen to it, you can also tune in on Monday nights on WAOH TV or .TV. Excuse me. and you can hear the game and watch the video of it.
Right.
So that's on Monday nights at 6 o'clock. So
There you go. So tonight, as we're filming here on a Monday right now, so tonight they're going to show the replay of the Mogador
Ella game at 6 o'clock tonight.
And that will be a fun one, definitely to view. I'm wondering, do scouts watch our videos like that, or is it just mainly parents?
Probably parents.
Right. I'm just curious because Ohio's got a lot of good prospects for and I know we don't cover St. Edwards or anything like that. But like, there's still some solid kids here that could go to a Division 2 or 3 school or Division. I mean, Akron's picked up some local kids too, in some of the schools we cover. Kent State has as well. So I was just curious.
Personally, I think the schools like Akron and Kent, they should go after local talent. That'll get mom and dad in the stands.
Right.
Because you bring more people into the stands.
As long as they're good too.
Well,
I mean, you're talking Division 1 school.
But you want to get the local kid to come there. I mean, personally, if I was a good ball player, but not a great ball player, a good ball player, and Ohio State comes to me, and Akron comes to me, I'm going to look and see when I think I'm going to play at Ohio State. Am I going to sit the bench? Am I going to be red-shirted? If I go to Akron, am I going to play? Well, you know what? If I'm going to play right away, I think I'm going to Akron. I mean,
Right.
I'd love to go to Ohio State. Everybody would like to go to Ohio State. But if I'm going to sit 2 years on the bench before I get an opportunity to get in there,
Right.
it ain't going to I'd rather play right now.
I worked with somebody, and I forget the name, honestly. I wouldn't say it on air either. It's not a super, because I think his collegiate career is over. This was I left this place almost 8 years ago, so he's probably graduated by now. But he was a player for a private Akron school, and Ohio State did bring him in, and he liked all the campuses, he liked what they offer, but he decided on Toledo because not only did he like the campus, but they said he would play right away, how he would be used in their system right away, and he said, yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So he loved Ohio State, they treated him like royalty, but he wasn't sold on how they were going to utilize him right away, and he wanted to play right away, so he went to Toledo.
We do that at baseball, being a scout. Kids come to me and says, I like to go play at, we'll say, Stanford or Arizona or Wake Forest, and I say, why don't you ask the coach, if they're talking to you, ask the coach, when do you think I want to get a chance to play?
Right.
And if they say, well, I see you down maybe 2 years down the line, you're going to be a freshman, I'm loaded with seniors and juniors, look at the schools that you're going to play. You're going to get to play. Baseball ain't like football and basketball. We're going to see you.
Right.
I don't care how, if you go to a Hiram College or Case Western Reserve, the Division III schools, last year's draft, of the 1,100 kids that got drafted, 68% of them was from Division II, Division III, or high school.
Yeah, and that's baseball, by the way.
That's baseball. That's not football. So baseball will go after the small schools. Go to the small school where you're going to play every day.
Right. I'm going to pick on my uncle here. Years ago, he was a soccer player, and he was mainly goalkeeper. He walked on to the University of Akron team. Now, it's not the program it is today, but it was still tough. And he said his biggest regret, he said, I should have went to a smaller school and play. Because he got depressed. He didn't get to play. Because Akron was like, you're good enough to be on the team, but we're not going to put you out there.
If you're a national ranked team, the odds are you're going to sit the bench for a while.
Right. And he's a walk-on, mind you. He didn't get a scholarship. He was good enough where they said he made the team.
Because the national ranked team, the best want to go there.
Right. And Akron in soccer is like Ohio State in football, except for the championship numbers.
I mean, these kids play at these other big schools, like we're talking Alabamas and stuff like that. All of a sudden, they want to come to Ohio State. They want to play at Ohio State. Ohio State. When you get that recognition, you're getting the kids.
Right.
You're going to get the good kids are coming here. You're a so-so kid. You're an all-city series kid. Now you're going to Ohio State. You're playing against all-state kids.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where you're going to play.
Right. Absolutely. So speaking of that, in the middle of the night last night, we were talking about playing and if you're going to play right away. Jeremiah Smith, the stud wide receiver for Ohio State, he played right away as a freshman and helped win the championship last year. Middle of the night last night, his brother Angelo announced he has committed to Ohio State.
Oh, really?
So he's an athlete, so he plays multiple positions. But I didn't hear what kind of star recruit he was, but he said he's coming to Ohio State. So there you go. They added another from that family there. So I guess they're going to utilize him in the best way possible there. But yeah, Jeremiah Smith was a rare. I mean, the guy knew he was a top prospect in the country, and he showed it. So he knew he was going to play right away. But it was like what system was going to fit, and Ohio State was the answer there. Yeah. So, hey, we got to switch real quick. We got a few minutes left. Baseball, Guardians. What a week!
What a week!
What? I mean,
we're still in it.
They went 5-1. Not 5-1. They went 6-1.
6-1
last week. Swept the Tigers, and took 3 out of 4 against the Twins. They did lose Sunday 2-6. So while people were watching the Browns game, unfortunately, between the two teams.
The sad thing about it, I was watching the Guardians.
Right. Oh,
I was switching back and forth.
We watched some of it at halftime, and the Guards were up 1-0 at the time. Or was that the first quarter? Excuse me. And I would have told you Guards were probably going to win that day, not the Browns, because Browns. We'll talk about it in a sec, but most of that game we were pulling our hair out until the end. But Guards are still very much in it.
Well, they're only one game out of first place for the division.
Right. But they have the last wild card spot right now.
Yeah. But I don't want the wild card.
Right.
I want the division. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Cleveland, we're playing Detroit. We get 2 out of 3. We're up by 1.
Right.
So
they could sweep. They swept them Kaminsky. They could sweep them at home. Don't rule it out there.
But it's hard to sweep. That's the same way with Minnesota. I wanted them to win yesterday on Sunday. I wanted them to win. But it's hard to beat a team, sweep them.
Right.
It's hard, especially on the road.
Right. A team that these teams where their season's
if they would have
swept,
if they would have won, they would have been tied going into Tuesday's game.
Right. These teams that have already been eliminated, like the Twins, they want nothing more than to bring your season down.
Yeah.
And that's the attitude here. Here's a stat that came in this morning. We'll end on this. We'll come back to the Guards after our break, but. This came in this morning. Most runs allowed the past 18 games. The most is Minnesota with 119. That's worse than Colorado, okay? Mind you, they beat Cleveland there. Second least, 65, the Chicago Cubs. The least, Cleveland Guardians, 28 in the past 18 games. 28 runs. That is clutch dominant pitching there, Bob.
Well, you went with Detroit series. Well, I think you gave up 3 runs.
All right,
in the whole series.
Detroit's given up 93 the past 18 games, by the way.
Well, Detroit's having some problems right now.
Right. When we come back, we got to take a break. We'll talk more about the Guards. More teams clinched in the MLB right now, and what the Guards have to do this weekend to be playing baseball next week. And along with that, Zips win! We'll talk about that and more. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to 10 Cent Beer Night here on FifthDimensionRadio.com. I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
And Bob, we might be seeing history in the making in Major League Baseball for this Cleveland Guardians team. I mean, we were just talking about the week they had this past week. You had mentioned they're playing Detroit the first, not today, Monday. Monday, only 3 baseball games today in the whole league. So that was kind of surprising, especially when you're in the Fantasy Baseball World Series like I am. So
you're in the World Series?
I got 7 teams in the Fantasy Baseball World Series. So
there's supposed to only be 2 teams in the World Series.
Well, multiple leagues.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. There is only 2 teams, but yeah, I got some doing well. I got some pretty much lost already, but that's besides the point. I mean, that happens.
I want to know, you got Jose?
On the team that didn't make the playoffs, I have Jose.
Oh, he's starting to come alive now.
I know. Guards right now, they're tied, but they have the tiebreaker with Houston for the last wild card spot. So technically, if it ended today, Guards would be in. in the wild card. So they played Detroit 3 times at home. They swept them in Kaminsky last week. So they're going to be at home, and then they end with Texas at home.
At home.
Yeah, and Texas is going to want to win this game. So here's the situation right now in the American League. Blue Jays clinched. So congratulations to them. 90-66. They clinched their playoff spot. They did not clinch the division, technically, because they could still lose the division this week with the Yankees and Red Sox creeping up behind there. But Blue Jays are going to the playoffs officially there. So congratulations to Toronto being the only American League team this far that has clinched. Seattle Mariners are second right now in the AL West not wild card, but a leader right now. And they had the same attitude. They want the division. They don't want the wild card. Tigers in third. They're the leaders of the American League Central, but only by a game because Cleveland has.
Cleveland could take that this week.
Right. Wild card spots right now, as it stands. Again, subject to change, especially when you're listening to this here on Wednesday. Yankees with 88 wins, so a couple games behind the Blue Jays. Red Sox with 85 wins, 5 games behind the Blue Jays. And then Guards, 84 wins, a game behind the Tigers, as we mentioned. Astros, 84 wins as well. And then you have Rangers, 79 wins, Royals, 78 wins. Royals blew out.
You got to remember, there's only 6 games left.
Right. So, I mean, they would have to win them all to be in the conversation. So that's why I'm saying, hey, it's not too late, but it would have to be a catastrophe to get the Rangers and Royals in there because you got to think 6 games left. I mean, you're talking 85, 84 wins at that time, and Guards are the last wild card spot at 84 wins. So, but
luckily we got the tiebreaker with Houston.
Right.
Because I think Houston. Well, you'll say who they play, but I think Houston plays a team they should beat.
Oh, they play 2 teams they should beat. They're playing the A's and the Angels this week. So.
Oh, I don't know. The Angels and Houston don't like each other.
No, they don't. They don't. And Trout just hit his 400th home run the other day, so he's going to want to hit more. But that's pretty much it for the American League. That's what's shaping up as. I would like to see Blue Jays win the division for the East, and I'll say Seattle for the West. They've had a great year. It's been a fun with the Cal Riley stuff, and just how well they've played as a team. I've watched Seattle on and off this year. I think it would be cool to see them win the division there, but I would like to see Toronto win over New York and Boston for the division spot. What? A, yeah, A. And A plus for Mark Shapiro for putting together a good team out there. So there you go.
It's Canadian.
I know.
A.
In the National League, we have 4 teams that have clinched playoff spots. Brewers clinched the division last week. They have now clinched home field advantage to the first round. 90. I think actually second round. I think. 95 wins there.
They have 95 wins?
95 wins for the Brewers.
They can win 100.
They could. Phillies clinched, 92 wins now. Dodgers clinched after their win yesterday, 88 wins now. They will be without catcher Will Smith, though, for the beginning of the playoffs, and that's going to hurt them there. A good one of the better hitting catchers in the league. Cubs clinched the first wild card spot, 88 wins there. They're not going to get the division at this point with the Brewers, how far they're ahead there. Padres with the second spot at 85 wins. Bob, the Cincinnati Reds right now would have the third wild card spot at 80 wins. They have the tiebreaker against the Mets.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about I can see it now. Cleveland Cincinnati World Series.
That would be something.
Who would I root for?
I don't know. That would be a world. That would be a fall classic right there. But one day at a time, we still need Cincinnati and Cleveland.
We need them both to still get in there.
Yeah, Diamondbacks with 79 wins, still in the conversation right now. Giants with 77 wins because the last spot's 3 games away. They're still in the conversation right now. If you want to be technical, I think it would be tough. Cardinals and Marlins with 76 wins each. It would take a collapse. And
how many wins the Reds got right now?
80.
Yeah, it would. Well,
it's still in the conversation.
There's 6 games left. Well, you got teams playing today. Some teams still have 7 left because you got a couple playing today.
Reds, rest of their schedule are Pirates. They should win that, and then they play the Brewers though. And that's what's good.
Yeah, but the Brewers, they clinched. They're going to have the best record in the National League. Odds are they might rest a lot of guys so they don't get hurt for the playoffs.
Right, and Terry, he's got a plan. He's got some ideas of how to.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think Vogt. He stole the playbook from Terry because all of a sudden the Guards card came out.
If they let's say they win the division, okay, just hypothetically, am I crazy enough to believe he could win back-to-back Manager of the Years?
They should give him the Manager of the Year. You're 15 games down.
And you were
15 games down. You should get the Manager of the Year.
Let's be honest, the hitting has just done enough. They don't have the best hitting team, and to find a way to win.
But our pitching's been great.
Right.
The starters have been awesome. The bullpen has been awesome. Yeah, we had a little break here and there, but it's been awesome.
The Mets' last games series, Cubs and Marlins. So that's a toss-up. How well? You have one that's going to the playoffs and one team that was not bad this year and Marlins could upset them. For the Diamondbacks, their schedule, Dodgers and Padres. Oh my gosh, those division foes hate each other. Padres might not sit anybody.
Dodgers, they end the season?
No, Diamondbacks are playing Dodgers and then Padres. But I don't think Padres are going to sit anybody because they're trying to clinch too. Diamondbacks could be in trouble. For the Giants, they're playing Cardinals and Rockies. Potentially Giants stay in the conversation that way. But yeah, it's going to be close in the National League. I'm going to be curious. But for the worst teams in the league, because we're not focusing on the White Sox 58 wins, Rockies 43 wins.
Yeah,
these fans will be glad when it's over. They are going to be glad.
The White Sox it's a rough year for them, but you know what? I really thought they was going to be a little better than what they were.
I did too. I honestly did too here. Switching sides now to college football. Some ranked teams that lost over this past weekend here. Texas Tech, it's number 17 Texas Tech, beat number 16 Utah 34-10. I thought that would be a little closer, but there you go. So Texas Tech will move up. Utah will go down a bit. Both teams are doing very well thus far this season. Number 11 Oklahoma beats number 22 Auburn 24-17 there. Let me see. This one blew my mind. Number 19 Indiana blows out number 9 Illinois 63-10. Illinois was favored by 4.5 points. Yeah. They barely scored over 4. That was the outcome of the week for me as far as not.
They had Illinois 4th. What was their rank? Illinois
was 9th. They were favored by 4.5 points. Okay. They lost by 53 points there. So there you go. For your Big Ten scores this past week, Iowa beat Rutgers 38-28. Maryland beat Wisconsin 27-10. Oregon State gets blown out by Oregon 41-7. Purdue got blown out by Notre Dame 30-56. Team Up North edges out Nebraska 30-27. Washington beats Washington University 59-24. I told you about Indiana and Illinois. Number 25 USC beat Michigan State 45-31 in South Carolina. South California, Southern California there. So here you go. Ohio State had the week off there. So this Saturday's games in the Big Ten, and we got some good ones there. Noon on Fox, number 21 USC at number 23 Illinois. Noon on Big Ten Network, Rutgers at Minnesota. Minnesota's 4.5 favorites there. USC, by the way, is 7-point favorites in that match against Illinois, especially Illinois getting blown out by Indiana. I would take USC right now, too. 3:30 p.m. on CBS and Paramount Plus. Number 1, Ohio State at Washington. And I guess there's history between Ryan Day and Washington there. Ohio State's 8.5-point favorites there. 3:30 p.m. on Big Ten Network. UCLA at Northwestern.
Washington's not ranked?
No.
I thought they were ranked.
No. Northwestern is, believe it or not, Northwestern is 6.5-point favorites in this one. 3:30 p.m. on Peacock. Number 11 Indiana, after their big win, are 7.5 favorites over against Iowa this weekend. This is going to be your game of the week here. NBC, 7:30 p.m., Number 6 Oregon at number 3 Penn State. Penn State's 3.5 favorites.
They're at Penn State.
They're at Penn State. That's going to be a good one.
That's gonna be going.
My gut says Oregon, believe it or not. I would take Oregon in this one. I'm aware how good Penn State. It's just that Penn State's coach does not win these type of games. And then Aguilar, the kid out of Medina, their quarterback, he does not play up to par in these big games here. I got Oregon in that one. So, there's your Big Ten football games of the week there. This past week in the MAC. Akron wins 51-7 against Duquesne. Their biggest blowout since 2018. Bob, you were there. How did that feel?
It felt good. I haven't seen a blowout like that in a long time.
No.
Of course, we're usually on losing.
Right.
losing
The Keith Dambrot poll is what I called it, and the Zips just
I'll tell you what, though. Duquesne's got some big guys. They're a big team. Man. I think they outnumbered the players on the field. I mean, on sideline, they brought a lot of kids.
There you go.
I mean, I was really impressed with the size of the kids. I mean, Duquesne, for being a small, it's not a football school.
No.
Of course
They're in a good conference.
They're in a good conference, but they're more of a basketball school. So,
Right.
so like Akron,
Drew Joyce Jr. being their head coach now for basketball. Of course, we remember what he did running point for Akron years ago with that Keith Dambrot. Probably his finest. He had great teams there, but that's the one everybody remembers because he followed him from St. Phi down the street to Akron U and just changed the program there.
But it was nice to see Akron get that win. I mean, it just felt good. I know me and my brother Bill, Scott, Doug. We did miss you though.
Yeah, I missed you guys too. I had fun at where I was at, but that's the only Akron game I'll miss home. But good win for the Zips there. The rest, UNLV.
What about that team east of us?
Well, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll do it. UNLV edged out Miami of Ohio 41-38. Las Vegas goes 4-0. Miami of Ohio is 0-3 to start out. They're usually a very good program here in the MAC there. Bowling Green lost to Louisville 17-40 down in Kentucky there. Central Michigan beat up Wagner in Central Michigan 49-10. University of Louisiana lost to Eastern Michigan 34-31. Eastern Michigan's first win there. Florida State, number 7 Florida State beat up Kent State 66-10, and Florida State is now 3-0. I mean, I get it. They were supposed to win that game, but Florida State is a good program this year. I expect them in the playoff. I'm dead serious. Troy beats Buffalo 21-17. Ball State loses to UConn 25-31 in Connecticut. Down in Athens, Ohio beat up. I said this team last week. Gardner Webb 52-35. Western Michigan beats Toledo by 14-13 at Western Michigan. Northern Illinois got beat up by Mississippi State 38-10 there. Your Week 5 games in the MAC all Saturday. Noon at Athens, Bowling Green at Ohio, and Ohio's 10.5 favorites. That one's going to be going. CBS Network is going to carry that one. Ohio, a powerhouse in the MAC, going up against Eddie George and Bowling Green there. 1 p.m. on ESPN Plus, Eastern Michigan at Central Michigan, and Central Michigan's favored 5.5 points. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus, San Diego State versus Northern Illinois, and San Diego State is favored by 3. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus, Lindenwood against Miami of Ohio. I think Miami of Ohio is favored in that one. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus, UConn against Buffalo. UConn will play their second straight MAC opponent. UConn is favored by 3. 3:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus, Akron at Toledo. Toledo's favored by 20.5 points, but Akron beat them last time. And Toledo's not playing.
Akron, you figure the last 2 games they've scored 51 and 28. So they're scoring points.
Right, they're finally putting points. And we know the defense is getting better and better. Rhode Island at 6:30 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Rhode Island at Western Michigan. Western Michigan, I think, is favored in that one there. 7:30 p.m. on ESPNU, Massachusetts at number 20 Missouri, and Missouri's favored by 44.5 points.
UMass, first year in the MAC. Well, they were in the MAC a while back, a couple, let's say 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
University of Mass, but it's good to see them here. Because we lost, Northern Illinois? Who we lose?
Yeah, Northern Illinois.
At the end of the season, I think we lose.
Yeah, Northern, yeah. We lose Northern Illinois. Outside, for the rest of the top 25 in college, outside the USC and Illinois matchup we mentioned, the Oregon-Penn State matchup we mentioned, watch out for number 4 LSU at number 13 Ole Miss. And then 7:30 p.m. on ESPN, watch out for number 17 Bama at number 5 Georgia. That's going to be other ones to watch. So good games this weekend. I love college football. Even when I was gone out of town, Bob, I put on some college football games before I went back to the festival there, and just saw some solid plays. This is fall's officially here. This is some of the best sporting events of the year here. This is just fantastic and great.
It was funny, because when Akron scores a touchdown. Of course, the ROTC kids all go out there and do the push-ups.
Right.
Well, we noticed something. They scored a touchdown. They did 7. And the extra point 7. The next touchdown they scored, now they did 14. Guess how many they did? They did 51 straight. They got no matter how many points on the board, that's how many push-ups they got.
Good for them.
Yeah. So, and our military boys did it. ROTC boys did it.
We got less than a minute left, so I'll brag. I can do it right now if you wanted to. 51.
All right.
You want to see it?
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4,
get up.
5. I would have done it.
Yeah, well, you wasn't on camera. People wasn't watching you.
There you go. No, I seriously would have done it. I do about 50 in a row when I do it. Yeah, I do. I'm not even joking. So
I can do about 100 probably.
Let's see it.
Well, because my belly will lay on the ground.
We gotta take a break. When we come back, Browns win. We'll talk about that more, and we'll talk about the Battle of Lake Erie this coming weekend. Stay tuned. And welcome back to our last segment of 10 Cent Beer Night here on FifthDimensionRadio.com. How are we doing today, Bob?
Oh, I'm doing just peachy. Thanks for asking.
Peachy for now. A lot to be excited for. Zips won. Guards are making history, doing their thing, and Browns won. And that I was pulling out my hair the entire game until the point.
Why? It ain't over until it's over.
And I did have that attitude before Green Bay's kick got blocked, and the Browns had stopped them. I was telling my friends there. I said, look, because they're talking about, well, we could get the ball back there. I said, look, he's got to make that kick first.
First of all, yesterday, how many field goals were blocked and how many punts were blocked in the NFL?
3 field goals, about the same time, too.
And 4 punts were blocked.
I didn't realize that many punts were blocked.
Yeah, and 4 punts were blocked. So yesterday was the day of the blocking.
Of the blocking, yeah. Well, I'm glad the block came for us. Their Denzel Ward blocks the kick, and then Shelby Harris blocked it a second time to push it forward, set it up for the Browns to move the ball a little bit further and get a 55-yard winning field goal. It's not over till it's over. They were down 10-3. Grant Delpit got that interception that set up a Quinshon Judkins' first ever career touchdown, and then the Browns, blocked that kick and then set up for the win there. Defense was amazing. I mean, they stopped Josh.
Oh, they're rated one of the best defenses in the NFL.
According to Bill Cowher and the CBS broadcasters, they said they're the best. They think they're the.
I mean, they were 0-2 and they got the best defense in the NFL.
Yeah, 1-2 now.
Well, I mean, at the time.
Right. And Bill Cowher mentioned, he said they had one bad half against Baltimore, but he said other than that, they've shut everybody down. No running back this far has rushed for more than 47 yards, and that was Brown of the Bengals, had 47 yards and a touchdown. Derrick Henry last week was stuffed by the Browns for 24 yards. Josh Jacobs was one touchdown game away from tying LaDainian Tomlinson's touchdown streak record for most games with a rushing touchdown. Browns stopped his record. And he might not ever get it because that's a tough. I mean, we're talking 17 straight games or something with a rushing touchdown. I think that's what it was. I'm going by memory here. He had 30 yards total. Josh Jacobs is one of the better running backs in the league. Stuffed him, stopped him. I mean, and then I want to read a statistic for you here that I found this morning.
Like I said, I was searching back and forth with the Guardians and the Browns game.
Right.
What's going on?
Mason Graham, the 5th overall pick from the team up north that they drafted, 43% pass rush win yesterday against the Packers. The defensive tackle average is 9%. So they even triple team Miles at times. The reason this defensive line still got to them, this guy, clogging up the middle. Making some noise.
You know, that team up north every once in a while does send us a decent guy.
Right. Rookie rushing leaders. Okay. First round pick, 142 yards of 43 attempts is Amarian Hampton of the Chargers. He's got third. Second, the top 10 pick, Aishan Genti, who was drafted by the Raiders. 3 games, 47 yards. 47 attempts, 144 yards. Quinshawn Judkins, second-round pick out of Ohio State for the Cleveland Browns. 2 games, missed training camp, missed the preseason, 28 attempts, 155 yards. He leads running backs in rushing.
And he missed training camp?
He missed training camp. He missed the preseason.
Well, he was working out before training camp. So.
Oh, yeah. He was, yeah.
He
won an NCAA championship. This guy is on a roll. Hand the ball off, please. Because that's the like Flacco did not have a good game yesterday. But you would help hand the ball off, work the play action, get the guys open. And Flacco was excellent play action last time. So,
yeah, I think Flacco will be in there for a couple more games, and then I think they're going to start.
Watson.
We're going to start. Watson back?
He's eligible to come back after next week.
Is he really? Oh, man.
That's why I think if they remove Flacco, I don't think it's going to be the rookies. I think it's going to be Watson. I'm dead serious. People are laughing at me. I said, you're laughing now.
Well, you're paying this guy a lot of money.
And if they cut him, they owe him even more. So it's better to just, I would like to see it work with Flacco. He had one bad game. They still won. Take the momentum and carry it to the next game.
I know. I did see it when after the kid kicked the field goal, Flacco was over there going, he's pumping his fist and just he was just so had.
Andre Schmidt was injured before the game, found a way to still kick 2 field goals after missing all those kicks in week 1 and costing him the game. He wins the game.
Well, you got Savansky stayed with him.
Right. Dedicated though.
And you know what? His first pro game, I'm sure the kid had some nerves.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it. You put him in a first pro game ever, he's going to miss 1 or 2.
And I think the offense could have done a little bit better that game, too, I will say. The offense has not been great out of the gate.
But then again, like I said, if he would have made those, we would have won. We would be 2-1 right now.
Right. So, but let's take the momentum. They beat a top 5 team. That was the big thing. They beat a team that honestly thought they were going to be undefeated this year. That's what these Packers players were saying. Parsons did not sack Flacco, so he officially will never get Joe Flacco on his list. They shut down Micah Parsons for the most part, even with the offensive line injuries we had. We'll take it. They haven't beat the Packers since 2005 when Trent Dilfer outdueled Brett Favre. Romeo Crennel got his first ever win, and Braylon Edwards got his first ever touchdown. That was the last time they beat the Packers. 20 years. I remember watching that game as a kid and being, they won. I can't believe it. They won.
Kid, you was an adult.
No, I was.
You're 22.
I was 14.
Damn, you're a youngster.
I was 14 at the time, yeah.
Bob, there's a kid over here, Bob.
I was 14.
So
So that's 20 years ago. I went, I can't believe they won. 20 years later, I can't believe they won. So this time it was in Cleveland. Last time was in Lambeau. So there you have it. So
I'm just thinking, last time they won, was it Brett Favre was there?
Brett Favre, yeah, they beat Brett Favre.
Because like I said, they beat him without Favre or Rodgers.
Right. So they don't play Green Bay much. It's usually preseason if they do. So this was a uncommon occurrence here. So there you go. So we're gonna make our picks here. We don't know the result of the Detroit at Baltimore game on Monday night.
Detroit.
I picked Baltimore in that one. So
I'll take Detroit. I wasn't here last week.
there you go. So there you go. Week 4 picks. We'll start with Thursday, September 25th on Amazon Network, 8:15 p.m. You have the Seattle Seahawks at the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals 1.5 favorites.
That's a no-brainer.
They lost to San Francisco by 1. Cardinals did. Seattle rolled against New Orleans.
Seattle's good. I got Seattle.
I'm going to take Seattle, too. I think this will be a close one. It could be a 1-point game. It honestly could. Cardinals are a good team. They did just lose James Conner for the rest of the season, unfortunately. But Seattle's playing very well. I like Seattle here. I could take Seattle by 3. I'll say it'll come down to a field goal. So there you go. But Sunday, September 28th, 9:30 a.m. We are in Ireland. That's my Ireland accent. The best I could do right now. NFL Network. We have the Minnesota Vikings coming off a dominant win against the Cincinnati Bengals. They'll play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are the home team technically here, who beat Mike Vrabel and the New England Patriots.
I wonder if Iron City Beer is going to have a green beer.
I don't know. Minnesota's 2.5 favorites here, Bob, and we don't know who's going to be a starting quarterback for Minnesota because it's either Carson Wentz or it's J.J. McCarthy. Who do you like here?
I'll take Minnesota.
I'll take Minnesota because of the defense here. Steelers hang in there in these games, but I think Pittsburgh needs a little more. I think Minnesota's defense is carrying on from what they did last year, which was very dominant. Well, their first game in Ireland history there. I'm going to take Minnesota there. 1 p.m. on CBS, you have the Washington Commanders at the Atlanta Falcons. Washington coming off a win. Atlanta coming off a loss there. Washington beat
and where is that, Atlanta?
Vegas. And Atlanta lost to the Panthers.
I'll give you Washington. I'll take Washington.
There you go. And Washington's 2.5 favorites. I'm taking Washington too. Atlanta did not play well at all. Washington played well with Marcus Mariota. If Daniels comes back, I think they'll do even better. So I'm going to take that. 1 p.m. on CBS, the New Orleans Saints at the Buffalo Bills. Bills 16.5 favorites. Saints have not won a game yet. Bills won on Thursday night against the Dolphins. Bob, what do you think?
Bills.
I'm going Bills. Bills are going to roll. Saints might be the worst team in the league.
We'll get some wings to go with it.
Right. They're going to roll there. Fox, 1 p.m. Cleveland Browns at the Detroit Lions. I thought this was a home game. This is actually in Detroit. Battle Lake Erie. Detroit's 8.5-point favorites. Bob, where are you going to?
Who's home?
Detroit.
Oh, Detroit's home? I'm going to take Detroit.
Give me Cleveland by 3. I'm going because it's Cleveland's defense. Detroit's still operating against a new offensive system. I don't think this is Detroit will. It's going to be a tough game, but I have full trust the way Cleveland's defense has been playing. If Flacco's got to get it together, but I think this was a wake up call here. He is going to start this coming week. And Detroit's defense still needs some work to do. Give me Cleveland by 3. Call me crazy. I'm gonna take that. I'm that confident.
I'll call you crazy.
We'll remember that going into next week. So we'll see who's right.
You bring it up to me.
1 p.m. on CBS, the Tennessee Titans at the Houston Texans. Both teams are not playing very well right now. Who do you? Texans are favored by 7.
I'm gonna go with a tie.
Let's go with a tie.
No, I'll go Houston.
Give me Houston by 17. I think Houston will play a little bit better this one, but the Houston's not been playing up to par there. 1 p.m. on Fox, you have the Carolina Panthers at the New England Patriots. Patriots 5.5 favorites in Foxborough. What do you think, Bob?
I'll take New England.
Give me New England by 3. I think this will be good. Panthers are playing better. They're showing, with their high draft picks they're hitting, they're showing some promise. The future's getting a little brighter. New England's Younger players are playing better too. They just got edged out by Pittsburgh this past weekend. I'm going to take New England here. I think Vrabel's, the Akron kid's going to win another game here. 1 p.m. on CBS, the Los Angeles Chargers at the New York Giants here. Giants had a rough game last night against the Chiefs. Chargers won, but it came at a price. They had some injuries there.
I still think the Chargers will do it.
Chargers are favored by 6. I'm going to go with Chargers. I think they'll win more.
I know they won by a field goal yesterday.
Yeah, they played a tough. Denver's good. Denver's a good team, though. So I'm going to go with Chargers. I think Chargers will win by, give me 20. I'm dead serious. The Giants have some work to do, and they got some injuries there. 1 p.m. on Fox, the Philadelphia Eagles, who just had their first passing touchdown yesterday and came back, won against the Rams, blocked the field goal to prevent the loss and take it back to the house, will be at Tampa Bay to play Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Phillies predicted are 3-point favorites. What do you think, Bob?
You know me, I'm a Mayfield fan. I'm going with Tampa.
He's going with Tampa. I think this game is going to be a 3-point game. I'm going to Philly, though. I'm sold. Philly's playing so well right now. I know Tampa Bay's playing good, but their defense is hit or miss. And their offense, I trust Baker here, but also the Eagles' defense is so good. I think this will be a close one. This could be the game of the week, but I'm going to go with Philly here. So, 4 o'clock games, 4 or 5 p.m. on Fox. Indianapolis Colts, who has 1 punt in the past 3 games. That is the least amount of punts since the 1940s. Well, they'll be going at the Los Angeles Rams, who are 3.5 favorites in LA.
I'll take the Rams because they're home.
He's going to take the Rams. I'm taking Colts.
Okay.
Give me Colts by 4.
You can have the Colts.
So like 24-20 score.
I'll take the Rams. They look better.
Colts are playing well. If they keep this up, I'm going to go
They played
Colts.
well when it was in Baltimore and Johnny Unitas was the quarterback.
They've played some good teams. I mean, they beat the Broncos too. I'm going Colts here. My dad would be, he's a Colts fan, so my dad would be happy to hear that. 4:05 p.m. on Fox, Jacksonville Jaguars at the San Francisco 49ers. 3.5 point favorites are the Niners at home. We don't know who's going to be quarterback, but
They're only getting 3 points. The Chargers,
Right.
they're only getting 3 points? I mean,
I'm surprised as you. Are you taking Niners here?
I'm taking the Niners.
I'm taking the
Niners going to blow
as well.
these guys out.
Jacksonville won, but they did not. I didn't feel they played very well yesterday, beating Houston here. 49ers play tough as they always do.
That's going to be a blowout at 3 points.
Yeah,
What bookies
yeah. I'll say Niners by 17.
No, it's going to be.
I think Jacksonville's got enough to keep them from going to 20 points plus, but yeah, I like, even with Mac Jones in there, I like 49ers better than Jacksonville. All right, it's 4:25 p.m. on CBS. They're going to say this is the game of the week here. Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Baltimore 2.5 point favorites. Chiefs got their first win yesterday. Baltimore, we don't know the results of tonight's game here. So, what do you think, Bob?
I'm gonna go with Baltimore.
I'm going with Baltimore too. I think they're just a better team. You know, I thought Chiefs struggled there early against the Giants, and then eventually they opened it up. I think Baltimore's a better team. I think the Chiefs' reality is setting in a little bit, and some of their teams getting older. They're still competitive. They're still good, but I do see a 1-3 start here. 4:25 p.m. on CBS. The Chicago Bears, coming off a very impressive game against Dallas Cowboys, will take on the Las Vegas Raiders, who played well but lost. Well, they played okay, I should say, but lost to the Commanders. Raiders are 1-point favorites. What do you think, Bob?
And they're going to lose 2 in a row because the Bears are going to win that one.
I'm sided with Bob on this one. Give me Bears by 8 points. I'm going to say if Caleb Williams plays like he did this last game, they're going to win. They're going to roll. He played very well. I was very impressed with Caleb Williams on that one. Bears defense overall played well. 8:20 p.m. Waited all day for a Sunday night, as Carrie Underwood would say. NBC, you have the Green Bay Packers coming off a loss against the Cleveland Browns, and the Dallas Cowboys coming off a devastating loss against the Chicago Bears. Green Bay is 6.5 favorites. What do you think?
Green Bay ain't going to lose 2 in a row.
I don't like the way the Cowboys are playing. They look bad. I mean, they could be a top 10 draft pick. I'm not even, if nothing changes, and they have the talent to turn it around, but they didn't. I mean, it's been insufferable. The past. We have breaking news too, by the way. Former Ohio State Buckeye 49ers defensive end Nick Bosa is believed to have a torn ACL, so he'll be done.
Wow.
That sucks. He's a good player. I'm going Green Bay. We got less than a minute left. We had 2 Monday Night Football games, Bob. 7:15 on ESPN.
2?
Yep, 7:15 on ESPN. New Jersey. I do this all the time. New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins.
What?
Dolphins are 2.5 favorites. What do you think, Bob?
I'm going to take the Dolphins.
I'm taking Dolphins too. I think Jets' chances are increased if Justin Fields plays, but give me Miami by edge. Give me Miami by 3.
You know, they are in New Jersey, though.
Yeah, I know. 8:15 p.m. on ABC. This is the one the main broadcasters will be announcing. Cincinnati Bengals coming off a horrible loss against the Vikings at the Denver Broncos, who just lost in the final seconds to the Chargers. Denver 7.5 favorites in the Rocky Mountains. What do you think, Bob?
Denver.
I'm going Denver.
Well, Burrows is out.
Yeah.
Burrows is done.
I'll say Denver by 10. I think it'll be a good game, but Denver's just a better team on paper, and they're healthier right now. Yeah, if Burrow was playing, I would be thinking I might get Bengals the edge here,
I might take the Bengals if Burrows playing.
I'm sold. Denver's got a good team on the field, got a better team on the field there, so there you have it. So me and Bob have made our picks. That is, we're out of time. That's going to wrap it up. Next week, are we going to talk about the Guardians, October baseball?
I hope so. I hope.
Odds are in their favor right now, but we'll see, okay? We'll talk about Ohio State and their game against Washington. We'll talk about the Zips and their game against Toledo. We'll talk about our high school game of the week, the result between Coventry and Woodridge, and then our next game. And then we'll talk about the Battle of Lake Erie. What was the result? I am really hoping to talk about another Victory Monday next week. So we'll talk about all that and more. But remember to tune in this Friday for the Coventry Woodridge game here on FifthDimensionRadio.com. 6:45 p.m. is the pregame, and then 7 p.m. is
7 kickoff.
Eastern time here. So without further ado, everybody, fall's here. Enjoy raking your leaves, your pumpkins, and everything. But let's have a good fall. Let's get a good start here. So be safe, be good to each other out there. I'm Seth.
I'm Bob.
Go Guards, go Buckeyes, go Zips, go Browns.
Go Guards.
Have a good one.